The man I loved and trusted later became my sister's husband. The man I was in a long-distance relationship with, the man I loved and trusted later became my sister's husband, and I got my revenge. I was in a relationship with this guy I met on Facebook, and we dated for 2 years. He was based in Canada, and because he wasn't close, automatically it was a long-distance relationship. I know a lot of you will find it hard to believe that I did long-distance relationship for 2 years, but I did, right? Because I loved him, I trusted him. Like, the communication was great. Everything about us was great. We shared a bond to the point that we even pray together sometimes. And sometimes when we're on a video call or WhatsApp call, we do sleep off on the call. Yes, if he's going out, if I'm going out, he tells me where he's going to, he gives me his location. Like, it was that strong. The bond that we shared was that strong. And because I loved him, and he was telling me that he's looking forward to coming back to Nigeria, because he said he would relocate back to Nigeria. Yes, I kept myself for him. When I'm feeling the urge to have sexual intercourse, I didn't. I kept myself for him because, you know, I loved him now. I was looking forward to the day I will see him. Exactly one year, 8 months into the relationship, yes, this man started changing in character. Like, if I tell him things, he would turn it into a fight. Like, this was a man that before, when I tell him things, when we are talking, he listens, no fight, no quarrel, no wahala. But all of a sudden, he started changing. I brought it to his attention, and even that day that I told him about what I noticed in his character, the changes, he still turned it to fight. So, for peace to reign, make wahala no day now. I just let everything slide, and I felt okay. I've put enough effort into this relationship. I don't want it to be wasted. Now, exactly a few weeks after that incident happened, right? He said, there's something he wants to tell me, that he knows that we've discussed about marriage, because at some point in the relationship we discussed about marriage, how we intend to do it. He said he knows that we've discussed about marriage, but he don't think he can marry me until I get pregnant first. Like, he wants me to get pregnant first before we'll get married. He also said that when it's confirmed that I'm pregnant, I'll have to wait for the pregnancy to get to like 3 months before we get married. And in terms of that marriage thing, he doesn't want a big wedding. He just wants something small, maybe in my father's parlor. He would just come with like 4 of his people, and it will be just me, a few of my uncles, and my siblings will just do it in the parlor. That's what he wants. When he said all these things, I was like, where is this one coming from? Because this was not the thing we agreed initially. How can he be asking me to get pregnant before I get married? Like, I don't want to get pregnant before I get married. It's not how it's done. You get married first, then you get pregnant. And I said, if you're questioning my fertility, let me go to the lab and run some tests, and I'll show you the result. I have nothing to worry about. But the more I talk, he wasn't listening. And I also told him that, why are you now changing the whole wedding plans? Like, in as much as we know that economy is hard and everybody's trying to be on a budget, I want to have a wedding. Even if it is not big, I want to have a wedding that I will wear clothes, and maybe 2 or 3 of my friends will wear shoibi. I would not something like, but I want to feel that way. Like, I want to have that. Like, is it a bad thing that I'm asking for this? And I asked him, why the sudden change in character? Why the sudden change in plans? Because this was not what we talked about. But he wasn't giving me any answer. I tried to make him understand. I tried to make him reason with me. But you know, now when a man's mind is made up, he's made up. And long story short, this man told me that is his new rule, that if I cannot stick to it, that means we have to go our separate ways. When he told me this, I thought he was joking. I said, what are you saying? Everything wasn't making sense to me, because I really loved this man. To some point, I was begging him to reconsider. I begged and begged. I almost tried to go and discuss with my father that this is what this guy is saying, but fear no let me, because I know, say, if I say such a thing to my father will look me twice, like, what is wrong with me? So I begged him to reason, but he didn't change his mind. And after all said and done, the relationship scattered. I'm not gonna lie, during that period I wasn't myself, because I trusted this guy. I have loved him to the point that, I said I kept my body for him. Now I kept myself. Like, I was envisioning me and this man. So all the plans, all the things I had in my head and everything, I felt bad for some days. Like, I couldn't eat for some days, but I just have to pick myself up and move on with my life. Now, exactly a few years after that whole thing happened, my sister came to us, that's me, my family, and told us that there's a man that